It is baking hot here in Castleblayney, St Mary's, and look who's out there. Linda Martin, a Monaghan legend, Donamoyne legend with the legendary red hat as well, but she is the goalkeeping coach now for Louth against Monaghan today. And I don't think Monaghan and Louth, as far as I remember, have ever actually played each other in a competitive match in league or championship, unless you go way, way back, possibly. So it's a little bit of history today, and wouldn't you know, Linda goes in and helps Louth, and they have a game against Monaghan in the championship. So I wonder, divided loyalties today, maybe not. She's working with a great goalkeeper there, Rebecca Lamb-Fagan, for Louth, and she will be helping her today. So that's a good combination for them. And they are, as I say, are up against Monaghan in Monaghan's backyard here in St Mary's in Castleblayney. And the referee's coming running at me here in front. I'm just noticing actually if our camera can switch down and get them. They look quite a sight. There they go. Declan Carolyn and the team. Siobhan Kelly. She used to be Siobhan Coyle, in case you're confused by that. And the second from the left, Anthony Campbell, fourth official. He did the under-20 final on Friday night as well. And Ciara Gilroy out there as well from County Down. Those the officials here today for this TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship final. And do you know what? It is so hot here today. It is unbelievable. We haven't been used to that recently, or if we had a bit of heat then there was a lot of rain right after it. But it's all good today. Bright sunshine and loads of young kids coming in for the half-time games. And we're really looking forward to this derby game. As I say, neighbours, but I don't think they've ever met before. Feel free to correct me on that and give me a bit of information on that if you know that they have. But Monaghan would traditionally have been higher up over the years in senior and have dropped down to intermediate. Louth it would be junior and up to intermediate, dropping back down, yo-yoing between the two, but very much on the up at the minute the way things are going, and they indeed would be favourites today against their neighbouring county, even in Castleblayney, because if you look at the results so far in this TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship Group 2, 2 games so far, and Westmeath beat Monaghan and Westmeath beat Louth, but it's the scorelines that tell a story. So Westmeath 3-9, Monaghan 4 points just, and then Westmeath 3-12, Louth 3-9. So only 3 points in it, and Louth scored 3-9 in that game, whereas Monaghan only scored 4 points in the game a couple of weeks ago. So if you go by that, you would say Louth must be favourites here today because they did so much better against a very good Westmeath team. So Westmeath are through, which means that this is a winner takes all for a place in the quarterfinals. Now they won't get a home game like Westmeath will, but they will go through to the quarterfinals, and the losers will go into a relegation playoff. So they're getting the captains together in the middle of the field, and that tells a story as well. You have Anya Breen for Louth from Nave Padraig Club, and she's waiting with Declan Carolyn for Rosie Courtney to come over, and Rosie is just back from injury. She wouldn't have played a couple of weeks ago, so that's a boost for Monaghan to have her starting the game here today. So maybe that's a reason for optimism for them. The last day, her sister Cora also started the game, wasn't named to start but did. I wonder will that also happen today. We will see, but other than that it's pretty much the same team as far as I can see, and in a minute or so we will go and look at the teams as we watch the toss first of all with Declan there, if we can get an idea of what way it's going. But there's no breeze today, so it doesn't matter at all. You know, it's more, even the sun is directly overhead as far as I can see, so no big deal either way as they get the photograph taken before the start of this game, which is about 5 minutes away. Elsewhere today, just to give you a bit of information before we go to the teams in the Intermediate Championship, 3 other games. Roscommon against Down, that's an interesting one. Cavan in that group, and Down threw it wide open by beating Cavan last week. Roscommon could throw it wide open again by beating Down, we'll see. Wexford against Laois, Clare already through in that one, and Wicklow against Fermanagh, Leitrim already through in that one. So those teams all playing similar to today for a place in the quarter-finals. So the teams, let's look at the Monaghan team, which I mentioned a minute ago. Rosie Courtney, the captain, at number 11, and the vice captain is Casey Traynor at 12. She captained a couple of weeks ago in Rosie's absence. 2 players at midfield from the same club, O'Neill Shamrocks, Niamh Flanagan and Jennifer Duffy. Number 2, you have Anya Lockman, and her dad would be Declan, very well known as the kit supplier, and her club is Carrick Macross, and Declan would be well known around these parts and Monaghan parts in years gone by. And further up the field then, you have Muireann Atkinson at 14, also from O'Neill Shamrocks, and a very, very good player, of course, and she'll come out around the middle as she tends to do. Chloe McBride, the last day, got their first 2-pointer in the game against Westmeath in Westmeath, and in the subs you've the likes of Aoife Burns, Emer Traynor and Cora Courtney, if she indeed is still in the subs. We'll wait to see when the game starts. So that's the Monaghan team. Louth, well, Rebecca Lamfagan, as I say, in goals with a little bit of Monaghan help, and another double-barrelled name at number 3, Holly Lamb-Sally. And then you have the likes of Amy Murray at number 5, who did very well the last day. Shannon McLaughlin, a live wire, very energetic at number 6 and very inspirational player. And then at midfield you've got Anya and Aoife Halligan. In the half-forward line now, this is where it gets really interesting. Kieran Nolan, fine player from St Feckin's, who had a great run in the clubs. Got a great second goal against Westmeath last week. And Lucy White at number 12 from Cooley Kickham. She got a brilliant late goal against Westmeath, a solo goal. And then in the full forward line, you have Ciara Woods, who also got a goal against Westmeath. Emer Byrne, who got a point after 40 seconds in that game. And Laura Lynch, she takes the free. She scored 4 of them last week, and she's from Newtown Blues. So that is Louth, managed by Kevin Larkin, as they were for winning the All-Ireland Junior last year. And then that got them up the intermediate, so they've had won a game back in the All-Ireland Intermediate Series, and of course they won National League Division 3, so Louth very much on the up. Monaghan kept their place in Division 2, so they'll meet next year in Division 2 of the National League in 2027. And just to let you know, you can contact me there on the live chat and leave a message there, and also in case this game ends in a draw, you'll need to know what happens. So whoever scores the most points in this game will actually go through, unless they're the exact same on that, and then it'll go down to score difference. Here's the anthem. Here we go then. St Mary's Castleblayney, Monaghan with home advantage, but they've had a difficult year. They lost in the National League to Mayo in the last game. They lost in the Ulster semi-finals to Cavan, then they lost heavily to Westmeath a few weeks ago. Their last victory, March 22nd, they beat Wexford 414 to 110, and they stayed up in Division 2, which was a success in itself. So they still have quality players, good enough for Division 2 and good enough to win this game today against Louth. But as I say, Louth are in a much more positive frame of mind. They're flying at the minute, so that's why I'm making them favourites. And that 3-9 they scored against Westmeath, I mean, Monaghan could only muster 4 points against them in their game, and succumbed rather tamely in that game to a very good Westmeath team, as I say, it has to be said. But Louth give them a real game. But we'll see today. Every day is different, and Louth playing from left to right, no breeze to talk of. It is so warm. I've actually stood outside and on top of my shoes rather than in them because they're too warm. It was cool when I left Belfast this morning, but it's really nice here now, and that's obviously going to be a factor. I wonder, will they even have a water break? Are they allowed to do that? We'll see. Declan Carlin about to get us underway then. Live coverage of the TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship Group 2. Westmeath already through. This is the last round of games, so the winner takes all. The winner will go through to the quarterfinals, to the draw. The losers go into the relegation playoffs. So this to keep your championship alive. I see one player there, Amy Garland, with the sleeves rolled up already, ready for battling, and also maybe the heat is a factor there as well. She wouldn't have been doing that in the Ulster University jersey in the depths of winter, or maybe she would actually. She's made of tough stuff. Muireann Atkinson then out around the middle as we expected, and now drifting in towards the forward area as Monaghan go on the first attack of the game. Out to one of the Garland twins, and then 25, there you go, there's a substitute, or somebody from the subs has started the game. So, and Cora Courtney, you see, is out there. 26, 28's out there as well. So quite a few changes from the programme that was sent in, and possibly the first score. That looks like Chloe McBride out there, was it? And she has got the first score of the game. Well, okay, forget all I said about Monaghan being on a bit of a downward curve at the minute, because that's a super score and a super bright start for them. And look at the way they are up on their toes for the press as well. They are up to this game, and Muireann Atkinson feels it brilliantly and takes her mark, and she was tackled after she took the mark, and you're not allowed to do that, so that's why the referee blew again. So she was able to take her 4 metres, or was trying to take her 4 metres, should have been allowed without being tackled. So good work by Atkinson, and a good start for Monaghan. So you know what, maybe they've had enough of this negative talk, and they're saying, right, today, get the pride back in the Monaghan jersey. Atkinson with Cora Courtney outside her, and this is Aoibhinn McCormick, and I think that might be McBride again, going for a very similar one, but this one goes to the right and wide of the post. So just the one score so far, but it has indeed gone to Monaghan. There is a scoreboard here, but there's a very large floodlight pillar blocking my view of the actual numbers on it, so we'll go with ours on the screen. On the break, it's going to be a hot ball. So just to try and get you those changes and clarify those changes for Monaghan as we go on. 26 we know is Cora Courtney. And let's just follow the play. I'll pick those up as we go on, because that one is picked up by Lucy White for Louth, and the solo and go works for them, but they don't bother running. They just put it in there, and why not? But good defending. She got across there really well, Maeve Monaghan. Good play by her, and a very bright, positive, determined start from the home team here. And I suppose local pride is up for grabs here, and they're saying, you know what, we don't allow Louth to come in to Monaghan territory here and have it all their own way. That's very much the message here today, I would imagine. 28 for Monaghan is Jodie McQuillan, who came on the last day, but a very fine player who's come through the youth system, and they'll try and feed that one through there. And I thought it was Rachel Burth getting a hand of that, but it's spilled, and now it's a free out. So Jodie McQuillan, number 28, Cora Courtney, 26. And I saw another one out there as well, 25 is out there too, and that is Emer Traynor. So those 3 changes at least from the team that was given in, and Cora Courtney coming over and saying, give me the ball. They all want the ball at the minute. They're all hungry at the start of this game, Monaghan, to get going. It's early days, but a bright start from the home team. This is Jodie McQuillan then, or is it Jodie? Actually, that doesn't look like Jodie. Is it, say, 28 or 26? I think it is Jodie. It's way over on that far side for me, so can't see it too clearly. This is Amy Garland, Leanne McGuire, or no, it's not Leanne McGuire, that's 25, that's Emer Traynor. Thought it was 5 there, I saw it might have been 15, but it was 25. Jodie McQuillan, and that's good work to get it to Chloe McBride from a very difficult angle, but she might have got it. No, she hasn't. That's 1 out of 3 from Chloe. The first one, obviously, the best in the first minute or so to get them a point, but they could be 3 up at this point quite easily. And Chloe could have 3 on the board. So look at the high press there. They're marking zonally there and forcing it to go long, and they do go long. It's a bit like one of the Linda Martin kickouts of old that easily would have gone to that area or even cleared it. She had a great kick out. Now, possession at last for Louth, for Laura Lynch. And on the run, it's Aoife Halligan. This is good play. They get it to Kieran Nolan. Kira challenged by Casey Traynor but fouled. Now the advantage was given, was it? Well, he's brought it back already for a free, and it wasn't going anywhere anyway, so they'll take that. Kevin Larkin down below me, the Louth manager. having a friendly chat with the fourth official, Anthony Campbell. Mahara Feldman, as I say, he refereed the Ulster under-20 final on Friday night. Very good game down in Donagh, which was won by Donegal against Tyrone, and that was on the live stream. You can go back and watch it if you like. And Donegal go into the All-Ireland series, and that the final is next month. So this is Laura Lynch now. She scored 4 out of 4. Well, 4 frees against Westmeath last week. I don't know if she missed any. Maybe she did. But she's not taking that one. Instead, she goes to Aoife Halligan, trying to work it in a little bit with Ciara Nolan. And then Anya Breen tries to just put a little deft, disguised pass in there instead of going for the score. But it didn't work. And Maeve Monaghan comes bursting out with the ball. Monaghan for Monaghan, and then driven forward by Murren Atkinson, looking for Cora Courtney, who gets out in front. And unlike a couple of weeks ago, she's quite a bit of support there. Lauren Garland is there now. Chloe McBride to make it 2 out of 4 for her, and it's 2-0 to Monaghan. They've made a really bright start to this game, and they are saying to their neighbours, you're not coming in here and having things easy. A good start to this TG4 All-Ireland intermediate game. So the press on again, and again Lamfagan forced to go very long. And on the break, it's McQuillan for Monaghan to Casey Traynor. And Louth, I don't know, they might have said they expected this, but I'm sure they didn't really. This is Lauren Garland, who comes inside, doesn't go for a score, instead gives it to Chloe McBride. She is very much the shooter in this team, and that one's wide, but it's 5 times that they have worked it to Chloe McBride, and she's nailed 2 of them. Very close with a couple, but it's all Monaghan. And that cheering you hear in the background are the half-time kids from Monaghan enjoying this game, and they're up in the stand actually. Some of them out in the sun, but those ones I think are actually up in the stands. A little bit cooler there. This is Aoife Russell. Halligan to Ciara Nolan, who seems to be at the middle of everything. They're trying to work the ball through her all the time. Anya Breen trying to settle things down for Louth, the National League Division 3 champions and last year's All-Ireland Junior champions. Halligan bursts past McQuillan, good determined run by her, but not really going anywhere. Monaghan have a good number of players in there. Now Aoife Russell to Kira Woods, and gets it across to Lucy White. Now the shot from distance, but it's not on target. Will stay in play. 2 against 1, but Maeve Monaghan comes over to make it 2 against 2, and Monaghan wins it for Monaghan. But hold on, she's taking a bit of a knock there. Gives me a chance to just draw breath a little bit and see if there's any other changes. I can't actually work out who's not starting. Who hasn't been mentioned? Not quite sure actually, but I've given you the 3 players that have come in. Now just looking on the YouTube live chat as well, you can comment there if you like and give me any information you have or any corrections or things like that. Feel free to leave them there, and I'll also try and keep you up to date with some of the other games. There's a lot on today, a busy day, and we'll see if there's any score updates as we go on. This is Orna Kelly, and goes short to Jennifer Duffy. This is Amy Garland. So the 2 Garlands are definitely out there. Crossfields. Now, what number is that in her back, actually? Way over the far side. That might be another player I didn't pick up. Is it 21 or 27? I think that was 21 for Monaghan. That's another change. That's Kerry Nolan if it's 21. I think it should be. Now, at the other end of the field, guess what? It's McBride again to Cora Courtney. And Cora trying to weave her magic. Gets it out just about to Casey Traynor. And Monaghan are just that little bit ahead of Louth at the minute, and you just saw when they won that ball there, they are playing extremely well and are really up for this game. And it's Jodie McQuillan to try and make it 3-0. Right in front of the posts. Has she given it too much to the right, or has that come in? It has come in. Monaghan 3 points, Louth no score. And you see the press, the way they're pressing there. They're very high. They're not watching the players in front of them. They're marking zonally, waiting for the Louth players to come in and then trying to counter that, but forcing to go long. And they've forced it again to go long, and that's going to go over the sideline. So it's working really well for Monaghan and getting them lots of possession. Courtney over to Garland. This is like rolling back the years now. And the shot from distance, well taken by the goalkeeper from Cora Courtney, and she's fouled. Get it out to Louise Byrne for Louth, who are yet to score and are yet to settle. Halligan trying to get them going, but look at the persistence there by the Monaghan players, and they almost turned it over. There's 4, 5, 6 of them. They are working so hard, and you see in the near shot as well, in the bottom of the camera there shot, they are getting players filtering back as much as possible too, and nearly forced a turnover, but instead it's a free. But they're stopping the Louth attacks, and Louth just haven't been able to get going. Now they'll get it back to Shannon McLaughlin and try another angle at it, so they get it to Aoife Russell, and Shannon goes on to support her. But again, you see the tenacity from Garland there from Monaghan as they manage to stop another attack, and it's their sheer enthusiasm and competitiveness and determination at the minute, and sheer hard work. They're just getting in the way all the time of the Louth attacks and managing to stop them somehow. And this crossfield ball has worked a lot as well. They've moved it across, and Louth already, I'm looking around and looking a little bit weary, and that's no big surprise. They've been drawn all over the pitch, and it's very, very hot today. Now they get it to Jennifer Duffy, looking for a fourth score here. Oh, that's a brilliant interception, and they get in and around to turn it over, and that of course was Shoda Matthews to Breen, the captain, back to Shoda, through the hands in the middle of the field to Shannon McLaughlin. But this is where it seems to have broken down a lot. I think that's Lucy White, it is. And look how hard again Monaghan are working. Get loads of players back now. If they switch it over to this side, Louise Byrne is in a lot of room. She is. Now she's still got a lot of work to do to get it in. And she's looking for a shooter, and she gets it to Laura Lynch. Look at the tackling there, that was fantastic. She's actually fouled though, so maybe it wasn't that fantastic, but Kerry Nolan getting in and there and blocking, and that has typified the Monaghan performance so far. And well, she didn't quite block, but she sort of put her player off and did foul her, to be fair. But I'm going on more about the work rate and the willingness to get that close. And now this could still end up in the first score of the game for Louth, and should do. And on that right foot, she has put it over nicely. 4 frees against Westmeath, the first one today from Newtown Blues, Laura Lynch. 13 minutes or so into the game, and it's 3 points to 1. That was Nolan again getting it to Garland, and now it's Louth's turn to press. But the goalkeeper keeps calm and does well. And they're going to work it here to Anya McQuaid. They do. And on ahead of her, they've got Trainer, but that's broken down and being turned over. Russell takes the solo and go and gets it to Halligan. Now that actually could go straight to the Monaghan number 10, and does. Avie McCormick says thank you. She nipped in there on the blind side and then gets it into Cora Courtney, and she's been getting out in front really, really well in the first quarter of this game, and threads a lovely ball through. And that's not the first time I've said that about Cora Courtney's play over the years. And a foul has led to a free which McQuillan or McBride will take, and this could result in another score. And Louth just seem a little bit unsettled by the way that Monaghan have started the game. That crossfield ball normally would go to one of the 2 or 3 Louth players in that vicinity, but instead the Monaghan player was alert, and they have been very alert. And there's McBride popping it over to make it 4 for Monaghan, and they lead again by 3. So Rebecca Lamfagan, again, I've said it a few times, forced to go long. It's a 50-50 in the middle of the fields, and Monaghan have won most of them, or maybe a slight majority of them. Maybe 60-40, but Louth get this one on the break, and they get it to Emer Byrne. This is Emer Byrne, and she's got it to Ciara Woods, and she's in a lot of room. Now, still a long way from goal, but well worked by Louth. This is more like Louth. They're getting going, and that is their first score from play in the game, and it's beautifully taken by Laura Lynch at the end of all that. But it was a flowing move, and after Monaghan unsettled them in the first quarter, they're now starting to get going, and it's 4-2. Now that could be intercepted, and it is by Ciara Woods from Clontarf. She got a goal against Westmeath, and she might get through here again. She's left it to Russell. They'll be happy with a point, because that would bring it back to 4-3, and it's 2 in about 30 seconds. And Louth have punished Monaghan there from that kick out and brought the game back to a 1-point game. Russell got a point against Westmeath, and she's got a point today from Glen Emmett's just outside Drogheda there. Kick out is better this time, finds Jennifer Duffy. This is Traynor. Through to Maeve Monaghan. Through halfway, they get it to McQuillan. And Jody feeds it off to the on-running Murren Atkinson to Cora Courtney. And guess what? It's McBride again, and she's nailed another one. Well, it's a familiar pattern. Chloe McBride has at about 7 shots, and she's converted 4 of them, and Monaghan 2 points ahead again. Matthews, and again, look at the white jerseys, working so hard. I wonder will they tire a little bit in the hot sun and conditions here today as the game goes on. For Louth, it's a matter of staying in it. Shannon McLaughlin gives it forward to Aoife Russell, and they are staying in it. They've got it back, and it's 2 points in it now. But look at that tough challenge going there in there again, and that was Traynor. No holding back. Now she's looking to take the solo and go, but it's been brought back because the referee, I think, is ticking the player. But Monaghan getting bodies in the way, I think, is the best way to put it. Breen comes forwards. She might be looking for a runner here, because that might not reach unless she gets the 2-pointer. Is she going for it? No, she's just tapping it in there and hoping for the best. But you know what? If she'd given that a bit more, it might have gone over. She looked like she could easily reach. But instead, it's Monaghan who win the ball, and it's they who come out with it. Brilliant run again, but a very high tackle by Aoife Russell, and she's in trouble. She's in trouble. That's usually a yellow card. I'm not saying it's going to be, but Declan Carlin immediately beckoned her over, and it was high, and Garland was brought to the ground, and indeed Louth go down to 14 players, and you cannot argue with a high tackle like that. And Garland, as I say, is made of tough stuff, but she's still down getting treatment for that one. Gives me a chance to check on your messages and that everything's okay on the live streams, and it seems to be. And in the other games on today, 3 others in the Intermediate Championship, and we have Roscommon have made a great start against Down, 2-1 to 1 point, so 2 early goals from Roscommon. So that really sets the cat among the pigeons in that group, because Cavan beat Roscommon, then Down beat Cavan, and now Roscommon are beaten Down. That could be an interesting finish to that game. Sarah Doyle has scored a goal for Carlow in the Junior Championship. I don't have updates for you on the other intermediate games just at the minute. Apart from that, the other 2 being Wexford against Laois and Wicklow against Fermanagh. Garland is okay to continue. Just about. That was a tough one to take, but she's on her feet, and the players all getting a bit of water on board, which is very welcome for them, I'm sure. This is Amy Garland, and to get us going again, and just goes direct and puts it high and long to her sister, her twin sister Lauren Garland. the Donamoyne twins, and now also from Donamoyne, the great double all-star. It was a triple all-star, in fact, maybe. Cora Courtney, she's not finished yet. She's back in Monaghan colours and trying to put the pride back in the Monaghan jersey after the big defeat against Westmeath. Much, much better today. And now Aoibhinn McCormick has gone for that one. And you couldn't blame her for going for it, but quite well to the right, and it remains a 2-point game. But on the balance of play, Monaghan arguably should be 3 or 4 up. Certainly had more of the shots, but although they've scored 5, they've left another 5 or so behind. Well done on the break by Monaghan, and it was Jodie McQuillan knocking it down for Jennifer Duffy, and Cora Courtney is there. Gives it back to Lauren Garland, but the shot isn't on. Good work by the Louth players there, not diving in, just forcing Monaghan to think twice and go from side to side, and they do that. And Murren Atkinson gets the ball and is fouled. Chloe McBride already on her way over. It's hot, very hot here today in Castleblayney. Now, as I said, she scored a 2-pointer a couple of weeks ago from a very similar angle to this. I can't quite see, but that's not. Even I can see that. Can't see the lines terribly well in the bright sunshine. But on the break, there's a chance here for Garland, and it was Rebecca Lamfagan in the right place at the right time, and got a little bit of help. I think it was possibly Shoda Matthews in there. It was indeed, who got a touch on it as well to take the sting out of the shot. Louth racing up the field now after that bit of a scare, but that's gone out over the line, and they're struggling again, Louth, to cope with the way Monaghan have started the game. And they're keeping up the pressure, Monaghan, and staying on top of Louth as much as they can. Good play at the back, cool play as well. Now an update on the other intermediate game. It's Wexford 1-2, Laois 9 points. So Laois leading by 4 in that game. They lost to Clare last week, but only just, and Clare have gone through. So Laois looking to get through to the quarterfinals. That would be an achievement for them, the way their season has been going. New management, of course, came in for the championship. This is Casey Traynor, faced up. It still gets away. It's 12 against 12, and the Monaghan 12 succeeds. And now the effort from Garland, and that is going right, and might even stay in play. It does, but it probably will go down as another wide, unless they can get a goal out of this, or it's another score, and they might get a point out of it. No, it's wide as well. Well, it's now getting to the point where Monaghan have to be described as wasteful in this first half, because they should be further ahead with the possession they've won from the kickouts and the way they've taken the game to Louth. 2 points doesn't really reflect their domination. Louth still very much in this first half, despite living on scraps and not playing like the Louth that we know. Monaghan, sheer hard work, and every player on their toes and upping their game and wanting the ball. Cora Courtney has come out in front so many times. Pops a little ball into Duffy, onto Traynor. But it's around here where they've had bother trying to get an angle. They have done well now and again, but the shooting hasn't been terrific. So this time they're maybe going a little bit closer, and that's a great ball to Cora Courtney, but nowhere to go. And she always has that bag of tricks, no matter what you're doing, holding on to your arm, going from side to side, 2-footed, great balance, and still manage to get the ball back out again. But they're not making much progress on the scoreboards. Traynor trying to find a way through, but Louth well set up in there now, trying to stop the shot coming in through the middle. But that's a foul, and that is going to be brought back now. It's a fair distance out, and I'm trying to see, yeah, it's just outside the D, not anywhere near the arc, but a chance for Jodie McQuillan, and she's capable of scoring from there. So a much better performance from Monaghan today. Oh, good news for their supporters after the last day, and that's 6-3. So now double scores for Monaghan. Long way to go. And remember, they are playing against 14 players. Fermanagh leading down in Wicklow 1-6-2, so they're 7 up in that game. So Fermanagh looking well placed, as we kind of expected. You don't often see a ball being headed in ladies football, but that was headed out of play inadvertently, of course. Number 14, Emer Byrne for Louth out the field, and gets it again from Halligan. Tries to go past Duffy, but has to check a little bit, and does do that, and gets it to Kieran Nolan, who started the game really well but hasn't had the ball for a long time. But that's an interesting ball way over the far side to Rachel Berth, and they're going to have to come all the way back over, because Monaghan have got all of their players bar the 3 upfield back, and they're waiting Louth for Aoife Russell to come back into the play any minute to get up to 15 again. Seems like they haven't scored for a while, and look, it's broken down again. They really have been rattled by the 14 and by the way Monaghan have played. It's not like them at all. They've been giving away, coughing up easy possession, unforced errors. And guess what? It's Garland out in front, and guess what? It's Courtney out in front, and she might not get that. She does brilliantly, Cora Courtney. That's fantastic. And look at the close skills at close quarters. You can just never get the ball of Cora Courtney, even when she looks like she's not going to get it. She's just that many close skills. The ball just seems to be attached to her toe and her hand at the same time. Atkinson, as we have a little bit of respite from the sun with a little bit of cloud cover. That's a dangerous one, and the keeper not totally convincing there. It's a wide ball, but she looked like she got under it, and that could have ended up in the net, but didn't. Russell still patient down below me. So 6-3 by Macon. Double scores. And guess what? Kick out goes long again. Monaghan have done their homework and forced Louth to kick long, and I think just about every kick out. I don't remember any going short. Casey Traynor. Monaghan looking to press home their advantage. They'd like to be a little bit further ahead, and it wouldn't really be unjustified after their performance in the first half. Emer Traynor now ships a tackle, but it might end up, they're looking for a little bit of room here, might end up in a scoring opportunity for the likes of Jodie McQuillan, who'll want to come in on that right foot. She tries it, and that is going to drop short, but it still is dangerous, and on the break they need to watch it. Monaghan get it, and it's Jennifer Duffy, and it's over the bar, and that's 7-3 now for Monaghan, and that is a fair reflection on the way the first half has gone. And that attack summed up the way that Monaghan have played in this first half. They persist, they keep going, shooting for the points isn't terrific, but they at least got a score out of it in the end. Rebecca Lamb-Fagan, that's a great kick out. Linda Martin would be happy with that one, and that's a rugby style tackle there. And the referee, I would imagine, will tick for that one. Don't see him actually taking for it, but maybe he'll do that in a minute. But no, don't seem to. She got away with that. But from this distance, it looked a rather crude challenge, but maybe it wasn't. Kieran Nolan ducking and diving this way and that. And how she got her goal last week near the end, a dramatic goal against Westmeath, nearly rescued the situation. In and out and put it to the top of the net. Aye, this is better. Louth, it feels, haven't been up this way in a long, long time. Haven't scored in a long time, haven't even got close. And look at the way Monaghan is forcing her back individually and collectively. Strong run by Halligan, trying to force her way through and trying to force Monaghan back to create something. Shannon McLaughlin switches it out to this side, and she gets it as far as Louise Byrne. Doesn't fancy going for her own score, but instead it's Laura Lynch, and she snatched at that a little bit and it goes wide. Well, it's progress for them with the 14 players, but not close enough. Now she comes back in, Aoife Russell, to make it 15 against 15. So in the time she was off, Monaghan have pressed home and taken a 7-3 lead. Courtney. They get it forwards. And of course, Rosie Courtney's not out there. I've just realised she did go in for the toss at the start and was named, but didn't start the game. So I guess that means Casey Traynor is the captain on the field. She's the vice captain, captain the last day. And she is definitely out there, but not Rosie. So she took the toss, but obviously hasn't recovered sufficiently from the injury to start the game, or maybe it was tactical. Aoife Russell now then, trying to make up for lost time. Keep looking to go to my score here on the screen, but it keeps disappearing every 3 seconds and then comes back 3 seconds later. But I did see in that time there it's 7 points to 3, and it's gone again, and it's flickering a lot. I can't even let flicker that fast that time. I didn't get to see the clock, but I see the referee looking at his watch and the scoreboard says 30, so we're in added time at the end of the first half. And Louth, well, they'll be wondering what hit them in the first half, really. Monaghan hit them on Monaghan territory, and that one is a dangerous one thrown in there by Russell, and the keeper has to deal with it, Orna Kelly, and she does. And there was an important challenge went in there from Maeve Monaghan. She's been terrific in the first half. She's epitomised the tenacity and determination. She just got her body in the way to not make it easy. They're not ball watching today, Monaghan. They are getting in and about, and have been since the very first throw up. And this, though, might end up in something for Louth, and it does, from Laura Lynch right at the end of the half, to give them a little bit of consolation at the end of the half and a little bit of hope for the start of the second half. Orna Kelly then taking her time, but I fancy this might be happening. No, there was a break, wasn't there? Of course, Garland was injured for 2 or 3 minutes, so we could have a couple of minutes to go yet. That's brilliant play, and it's Maeve Monaghan. Who else? Of course it is. It's Monaghan leading the charge for Monaghan, and she's still going now to Cora Courtney, and Monaghan looking to finish the first half here in style. It's been a terrific first half, and Lauren Garland swings that one over her shoulder, and that deserved to go over. But again, I have to say the shot selection and the finishing hasn't been terrific outside of Chloe McBride, and she's missed a few as well. Maybe just need to work them in a little bit more. There is half time now, so we played a couple of minutes, and do you know what, I thought Garland was down for about 3, but maybe I was mistaken. But it is half time, and it's Monaghan leading Louth, and making little of my prediction before the game that Louth would be favourites. Of course, I should have taken into account that Monaghan is a very proud county. They're up against their neighbours here, and I don't think they've ever played them, so they'll never have lost to them. But certainly Louth would have been considered as a junior stroke intermediate team down the years, and Monaghan a senior team, so they won't want to be seen to be losing to their neighbours. But Louth have done very well in the last year or so, picking up a few trophies, but now they know what intermediate championship football is all about at All Ireland level. Nothing easy, and the winner of this, remember, goes into the quarter-finals. At the minute it's Monaghan, but they've expended a lot of energy in this first half, and Louth, I'm sure, will get a good talking to, and they will come back out for the second half re-energised, and we'll see if they can do something about that in the second half. So all to look forward to. Sets it up really nicely. Elsewhere, Fermanagh are leading Wicklow by 7 points. Laois are leading Wexford, and Down were losing to Roscommon by 2 goals last I heard. We'll update you more on those at the start of the second half, but for now it's goodbye for 10 minutes. huge news from close to here, and if Louth wanted a little bit of inspiration, their men have beaten Armagh at Inniskeen 220 to 219, a goal from Sam Mulroy at the end, and they have shocked Armagh, the Ulster champions, one of the strong favourites for the All-Ireland. So let's see if the girls can follow up here against Monaghan. They're down at half time, but Aoife Russell trying to get a score right at the start of the second half, but that one's not going to do. It's going to the right and wide. I can also tell you, as I'm trying to talk over the noise from the sideline here, it's very loud, that at half time Amanda Casey, now Finnegan, was out at half time wearing her old Monaghan number 8 jersey during the half-time games, with her daughter playing out there in the sunshine here at St Mary's, Castleblayney, and very much enjoying the day, and great to see her giving that back. A stalwart and a legend at midfield for Monaghan and Donamoyne for many years, and now helping inspire the next generation. And some of her teammates, the likes of Cora Courtney, out there right now for Monaghan, still doing the business for the county and indeed for the club. And there's an injury for Louth, you might see in the foreground of some of the shots as well, and it's the number 5 Amy Murray is down. So Louth at the minute down to 14 players, as they were at times in the first half. So all going wrong for Louth so far, and that could be another point for Monaghan, and it is. Monaghan extend their lead at the start of the second half, and that was against, as I say, the 14, and you see, or might have seen there, the signal was a change. So Amy has only lasted just over a minute at the start of the second half, and it's 8-4 double scores here. So all sorts of issues for Kevin Larkin, who's walking over to try and address this situation. It's a hot day out there, and he's got his jersey, plus he has to wear the Bannister bib. I'm baking in the sunshine here as it is. 17 looks like she's going to come on for Louth in place of Amy Murray, and indeed she is. So 17 for Louth coming in. 17 is Emma Thompson from Newtown Blues, same club as Laura Lynch, and same name as a famous actress. So Emma Thompson in for Louth. So a point down, and they were a player down for a minute or two there as well, Louth. So they really need to get things going here. That's a brilliant kick out, and she came in from the side there, Shota Matthews to meet it, and took it bravely as well. This is Lucy White, and that ball isn't going to do. That was pretty much straight up the middle, but they have actually benefited fortunately from that. And Ciara Nolan, who's got it, but look at the game they work rate from the Monaghan players, getting in and around, and handed as well. So impressive. They have not stood around at all. They have got in every situation. And whereas the last day, every time Cora Courtney got the ball, it looked like it was a forlorn chance. She was isolated. Now she's got the ball, she's running with it, she's getting lots of support. Everybody putting their hand up. Chloe McBride, Jodie McQuillan, and they get it out to trainer now. Now they're just going to slow it down a little, but it's the way that they've stopped the Louth attacks very unceremoniously at times, but it's been very effective. But that one given away and gives Louth the chance to come up again. But Muireann Atkinson is the +1 in there, playing very deeply, and Jodie McQuillan putting in the hard yards, getting back to help there as well. Those are the sort of runs that are like the ones that you do at the end of a training session in February and March, and they say you'll need those in the championship, and it stands to you. And they're screaming, as you can probably hear, for a breach, and indeed there was a breach. She's walking back Garland, and she was definitely caught there, and that is going to result in a Louth free in. Now if it's intentional, it has to go up to the 13, and that's where it is going. So this is a bit of a respite for Louth and for Laura Lynch to get them a score after all the pressure they've been under. They'll gladly take this gift, and that might even be put down to the Monaghan work rate and enthusiasm, that they lost track of what was going on there. They all just want to be in the game. So Rebecca Lamb-Fagan, and the press on again, but it goes short, and it goes to Amy Garland. So now Monaghan able to get the ball away. The other Garland, Lauren, is going to take possession here and does, and will get it out to Avian McCormick. This has all come from the short kick out that they were able to get away rather easily, whereas Louth weren't able to get any away in the first half that I could remember. Cora Courtney now will work it in along the end line here. Is there a chance from a difficult angle? I think she's got it, or it's very, very close. It's still dangerous, but the keeper did well on that occasion. And do you know what? I thought you got a hand to it, but it must have come off the Monaghan player, so they've got away with that one.
Let's go, Sean, let's go, Kira. Yes.
So it's 8 points to 5. 3 in it, and Louth using the solo and go, or as I call it, the go and solo, because you can go and then solo and go again. So it's go, solo, go. Shannon McLaughlin is determined to go. He put it down into the corner, looking for Ciara Woods to get her into the game. She needs support. Aoife Russell is there, but she wasn't able to keep it in. Avian McCormick picks up possession in the second half. Is pretty much picked up where the first half finished. It's all Monaghan. It's Monaghan pressing, and you know, I'm feeling quite a strong breeze now in their favour. That's picked up a little bit from the first half as well. Now Cora Courtney takes it on the run. This is vintage Cora Courtney, but not the finish. But it is going to be brought back. Sub coming on for Louth will be number 24, and that's Grace Hoey. So Louth being forced into changes, and Grace been sent in early in the second half as a second substitute early in this half. The first one forced, and this one not so, but they're still realizing that they need to do something about the way this game is going, because half time has not brought a change. It's still Monaghan leading the wee county, even though Louth's men have pulled off a sensational result today. That's gone to the right and wide, and that's another let off. Number 10's coming off, and it's Aoife Russell. Well, she came off in the first half with the yellow card, and now she's coming off for the rest of the game. So Grace Hoey going into the play, number 24, to see if she can make a difference. So 2 changes for Louth early in the second half. 8 points to 5. Could easily have been 9 there. The Monaghan players had a couple of goes at it before the free and then the free, but it didn't stick. But they are still very much in charge here and winning all of these battles, and it's the Garland twins coming forward for Monaghan, and that's brilliant work, and it is Garland to go for the finish. Rebecca Lamb-Fagan saves it, but it still ends up in the net, and I think it is the Monaghan all-star legend Cora Courtney, who retired and then came back into the play this year. And it's like rolling back the years now for Monaghan. This is much more like it. The Donamoyne girls and the rest of them combining, and they're putting their pride back in the Monaghan jersey today. It's Monaghan 1-8 Louth, the fancied team today. 5 points in this TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship game. Free reversed. Declan Carolan throws it up between them then. Again, possibly lost it as a result of their enthusiasm again, but they've won it because of their enthusiasm again, and Jennifer Duffy gets it. And they're just finding so many angles and moving the ball quickly, and great support, and Jodie McCullen looking to apply the finish but drops it short. Elsewhere, I'm trying to see if we can get you any updates. All I have is Carlo leading Sligo in the juniors 2-6 to 6. So I don't have any more from the other games for you just yet. But let's focus on this one, because in this group, it's all about this game now. Westmeath already through, but Louth looking to see if they can join them. And it's broken down again. Louth just can't do anything right at all today. And Monaghan are bossing them. And that goal has given them a really good lead, but they've been at it right from the start of the game, all over Louth. And Monaghan very much sending a statement to Louth to say, we have senior ambitions, we've been senior for many years, that's where we belong, and we're not letting Louth come into Monaghan and get a result. Still a long way to go, and anything can happen, but the way it's gone so far, Louth have not shown a lot of promise. They've had injuries, They've had substitutions. They're not winning the kick-outs now at all. There's another one for Monaghan, and Garland does well to battle for it with McQuillan, and with a little bit of help from Amy Jo Kieran's. This is McCormick. They move it quickly again. That's Trainer, and they're through here for possibly another goal, and I think it should be. It's McCormick there, because he just doesn't get a kick. Maybe she should have passed it there, but that goes down as a big opportunity. It's going to be a free out for Louth, but that could have been the end for Louth. And yet they survived, and now they can add pain to that Monaghan missed chance there by scoring at the other end. They just haven't been firing at all. Now Laura Lynch, you see there, she looks up and she just doesn't have the options. Monaghan have so many players back, so she has to work it forward. Emer Byrne looks at it and thinks it's an awful long way to goal, and there's a lot more white jerseys there than red. Now there's a few coming up, but Monaghan have other players in there. It's going to be very difficult to get a score. They work it back to the sub who came in, Grace Hoey, now to Kieran Nolan. Kira has been unable to work her magic. She's been very closely marked all day. Halligan has to work that one back out, but a late challenge there, and again it's the enthusiasm. It was Amy Jo Kieran's coming in late has given a free to Louth and a chance for them to get something on the board in this second half. So 11 minutes in, 1-8 to 5 I make it, and a long way back, but possibly the comeback could start now for Louth, possibly. I have to tell you, no matter where you are in the country where it's warm, it's really, really hot here and difficult for the players. And yet Monaghan have kept the pace up throughout the game admirably. But Louth get it back to 5. 1-8 plays 6. Will there be a late drama, as there has been in Inniskeen for the Louth men? It would be harsh on Monaghan, but they have to keep it going right to the end. So Monaghan trying to stay in the senior championship and not go down to a relegation playoff to get into the quarter-finals. It would be a sensational result for Monaghan after the way they played the last day. This is great running by Amy Jo Kieran's. Support from Trainer, and then Garland, and she's fouled. And she takes it quickly, or rather it's Courtney taking it quickly and she's fouled. And that sort of sums up the way this game has gone. Monaghan alert, fast, enthusiastic, determined, and Louth just can't hold on to them and can't keep them down. And it's ended with Chloe McBride now having the simplest of chances to make it a 6-point game again. So Louth, after the great year they've had, going back to winning the All-Ireland Junior last year and then winning the National League, are now looking at going out of the Intermediate Championship after 2 games, which would be a great disappointment for them. Rebecca Lamfagan goes short to the sub and does well to get it back from Emma Thompson. Back to the keeper again, and Monaghan pressing it. Every time I look down the field, Jodie McQuillan is going back. She's always minding the house for Monaghan, and that's with another player back there already. She's always thinking, as soon as the ball even threatens to come up the field, she's going back into position. So they're well organised. But that ball over the top has taken a few Monaghan players out, and now she's skated past 1 or 2 here, the substitute I think it is. So they've made progress, but Monaghan again have managed to get the players back. It was Hoey and Thompson, the 2 subs combining there. Tumble off the ball, but the referee says nothing untoward, and this is good from Shannon McLaughlin. Goes for her own score, but I fancy that's gone to the right, and it is. Monaghan are now going to make a substitute, and they're going to replace Emer Trainer with Aoife Burns. So Aoife Burns from Donamoyne coming in for Trainer. So fresh legs for the team that are in front here by 6. Is it 6? I think it's 6. I can't see that scoreboard unless I can't even ever reach over on the ground So I think ours right, but I think Louth not get up to 6. Was it not 1-8 to 6? I might get that wrong. Anyway, maybe we'll be able to check that on the scoreboard in the ground halfway through the second half, just to make sure. Yeah, 1-8 to 6 on our scoreboard there. I think that's right. And you can always keep me right on the live chat on YouTube. Feel free to put something in there. Just the one message there I've just picked up, actually, saying, come on, Monaghan, up to Farney. And yep, that pretty much sums up the way the game has gone. They have been up, but Louth looking to move quickly here now, and they have. And I think there was a bit of back chat there, so the ball was moved forward, so slightly easier chance. Yeah, it's 1-9 to 6, so it's hard for me. I didn't quite see. With a strong sun here, the monitor's a little bit tricky to see, so it's 1-9, not 1-8. That's where I was going wrong. So 1-9 to 6, 6 in it, and this to bring it back, and should be an easy one for Laura Lynch to bring Louth up to 7. And there you go, 5 in it again, but still a long way back. Time just about on their hands, but Louth would need to do something a little bit different than they've done so far. This Monaghan team have controlled and battled really well from the start, and here they are doing it again, and that's brilliant from Atkinson, and still going, and she's not allowed to be tackled there after the solo and go. I think that was looked a little bit disguised, but I think that's what she was doing. But anyway, she still has possession again and won it from that kick out, and Louth have been unable to sustain any serious pressure because of the way Monaghan have been on the kickouts at both ends. They've been very impressive, and now they're just playing like a completely different team today. Terrific stuff from Monaghan, bringing new life back into the county. That one is going to be a free in, and Duffy the one fouled, and Ciara Nolan the one perplexed. So 5 points in it, which doesn't seem an awful lot, but the way this game has gone, there hasn't been that many scores, and the way Monaghan are playing, they'll not cough up too many. Don't think Louth have really had a serious shot and goal that I can think of, whereas Monaghan have a goal and could easily have got another one. Had a half chance in the first half too. Cora Courtney throwing shapes all over the place, and Shannon McLaughlin picks, or no, it's Aoife Halligan on the break there for Louth. Now, can they transition up? But look, I'm trying to watch down the field, and it's Monaghan players chasing, running back, minding the house, and Leash trying to get the ball up, but it's gone sideways. And by the time to get it up there, there'll be about 10 Monaghan girls back there. That's kind of been the pattern. Monaghan have worked that hard, and every time Louth got the ball, they'd go back and then flooded the defence and kept them out. So Louth faced now with a lot of white jerseys in there, but this is better, and Halligan with a half chance maybe, but doesn't take it, avoids the challenge, and we get back to the sub Grace Hoey. But this is a bit of a stalemate situation here, and oh, hold on, there's a lot of room out on this side. They haven't picked up Lucy White, and Lucy might even get through for a goal here. They need this to go in. It doesn't. It's blocked down, and Monaghan left the door open, but he closed it really quickly there, and that could turn out to be a vital block in this game to keep Monaghan in the intermediate championship. 5 points in it. Let's have another look at it here. The Monaghan defenders coming across, and that challenge came in, and then the second one, I didn't quite catch who it was who got the block in. It might have been 21, I'm not quite sure. Might have been McQuillan, who's been back there a lot. This is 21 on the ball now, and that of course is Kerry Nolan. But yeah, Monaghan unlocked there, but they saw the danger and bravely got across. Amy Jo Cairns gets it up to Cora Courtney, who's been full of tricks and life today, and is fouled. Rosie Courtney on the sideline now, looking like she might come on. So Cora's sister, the captain of the team, coming back from injury, and indeed she is now primed to come into the play. The Monaghan captain coming in, so if they needed a boost, no better than the captain, Rosie Courtney, coming into the play. And it was a really, really good shift put in by Jodie McQuillan. All over the field, worked her socks off, and now gets a rest. Elsewhere, Fermanagh leading Wicklow by 10. So Fermanagh look like they're safely into the quarterfinals. Roscommon and Down. Roscommon lead by 3 as that one goes wide. So 3 points in it for Roscommon. Don't ask me who's going to qualify from there. I'd need to go back and add it all up. It's going to be a tricky one if Roscommon hold out there. Wexford against Laois. Wexford 4-5, Laois 1-12. Trying to add all that up for you. So Wexford leading by 2 in that one. Well won on the kick out from Kieran Nolan, who takes her mark and delivers it. And one red jersey over on that far side, but look, 1, 2, 3, 4 white jerseys around. She tried to get it to Laura Lynch with a long ball. They try the short ball. They try and hold it up. It just doesn't work. And look at that from Cora Courtney, getting stuck in there, and she has fouled, but my goodness, the tenacity there to throw herself into that challenge. I think it's fair to say that Monaghan were hurt a couple of weeks ago by the Westmeath performance. They only scored 4 points in that game, and that included a 2-pointer, but today they have really hit back. Shannon McLaughlin, Louth, 5 down. That goal chance could turn out to be key. That would have brought it back to 2 and made a really, really interesting finish to this game. You feel Monaghan aren't going to cough up too many more of those in the last 9 minutes or so. But I said that just before the goal chance. I didn't see it coming, and then it did come, so maybe they will get something. Louth will try again with Halligan trying to find a way through, and she does get through too. She's going well here. She'll just take her point, and she does. That's great play by Halligan from Roach Emmets to bring it back to a 4-point game. And there's another change coming in for Louth. They're not done yet. They're going to take off Lucy White, who was blocked down for that goal chance, and they're going to bring in Lucy Sheridan. And Lucy Sheridan is from St. Kevin's, number 20 for Louth, the same club as Amy Murray, who had to go off. So we're back to a 4-point game with 8 to go. It's hard to see Louth scoring 4 points without reply. So they still, I think, need a goal, and they've not pressed well enough. That's too easy for Monaghan to get that from the kick out again. They have tried. I'm not saying they haven't tried, but their press has been pretty ineffective. I suppose you have to give credit to the kick out as well and the defender, but it means that Monaghan keep getting up the field and might even get a score out of it here, because Lauren Garland is free and will feed it in to, thought it was Maeve Monaghan, instead it's Muireann Atkinson, and she uses her experience not to kick it away, and that's been clever. That's good shot selection for you. And of course Cora Courtney under pressure but didn't lose the ball. This is Amy Garland. She'll go for her own score just outside the D, and that looks decent, but it's gone to the left. From here it looked like it was over, but it hasn't got over. Monaghan have been wasteful. They could be a lot further ahead. They're now bringing in someone who might rectify that, Leanne Maguire from Maracloon. So she's in the play for the last 8 minutes or so, and she's come in for Chloe McBride, who had a great start to the game. So let's look at the clock there. What does that say? 53 or 55? Is that 53? And it's 1-9 to 8, 4 points in it. And arguably Monaghan should be a lot further. Look at the press even on the goalkeeper there by Garland. They have not stopped from the start of this game, Monaghan. The energy has been incredible in this heat. But Louth still alive just about to see if they can make it an historic double for the county after the men have beaten Armagh. This is Kieran Nolan, sub in there, 17, Emma Thompson. They're trying to get forward. That's a foul by Amy Jo Cairns, and Kieran Nolan takes it quickly, trying to get away at them, but there's so many Monaghan players back now. Halligan, who got the last score, might fancy another one here, and why not? Instead, she leaves it off to Emer Byrne, and it's gone to the left, but I think there was a foul there, and indeed she was clattered after the ball. So it's going to be a chance. Well, 2 actually collided. Did he give a free in? I think he did, but I'm not 100% sure. But if he did, this to bring it back tantalizingly to 3. Going to be a bit of treatment here, and the referee's going in to talk to his officials, maybe just to double up on that one. So Wexford and Laois 5-7. Wexford have scored another goal. So Laois were up in that game, but now they're 7 down. Wexford 5-7, Laois 1-12. So at the minute it's Wexford going through, Fermanagh going through, and Roscommon or down, or Cavan. That one is going to be really, really difficult to read. So what I'm going to do, actually it's not a free in, it's a kick out. There wasn't a foul there at all. Down and Cavan, so down points difference 20. Cavan points difference -17 and Roscommon's -3. So I think if Roscommon beat Down there, and they're beating them at the minute, it'll be Down who go out, and possibly Down as well, out of the Intermediate Championship and then into the relegation playoff. After that brilliant result against Cavan last week, Roscommon could be doing Cavan a massive favour. Is that gone over? No, it hasn't. Another wide. Well, we haven't had many scores in this game, and although it's been entertaining and energetic and everything else, we just haven't had a high quality of score taken, and yet a lot of them have been really close. So it's hard to know how you would pinpoint that, what the problem is, but Monaghan have put so many that have just gone by the post and no more. Now the keeper, Lam Fagan, sends it out to the far side, but again, Monaghan players working so hard and forcing the turnover. They've done it yet again, and they've got a chance here because Rosie Courtney has just come in, the sub, and her sister feeds it to her. Is it going to be a sister act? She's flighted it over the bar rather than under, but at the minute they won't mind at all, and it's the Courtney sisters rolling back the years for Monaghan at the end of this game, and it looks like they're going to keep them in the championship, the TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship, with a fantastic display which we didn't see coming, but we should have known that Monaghan, the Farney County, were not going to roll over in this championship. Change for Monaghan, they're going to bring in Niamh Flanagan, number 9 now. She's going to come in for Cora Courtney, who set that up but took a bang, not for the first time in the game, and she deserves a huge round of applause here because she has just been unbelievable today for her county. And she's kind of hobbling over. No, she's not, she's jogging. She's tough and can handle that, but she's coming off, and it's a pity she's not walking over to the stand side because she deserves a huge round of applause from the Monaghan supporters, not just for her efforts down the years, but for this performance today. I'm looking at a bus going by here. That wouldn't be the Armagh bus, would it? Wouldn't be coming this way. No, it wouldn't. But yeah, big shock for the Armagh County today in the senior men football, losing to Louth. And here it's out to a 5-point game again, and it's Louth getting up the field. As a Monaghan player down, but this is a chance for Kieran Nolan if she can get it forward. But again, not too many options, and Amy Jo Kieran's coming across to stop her, and it has to be very intricate, and it's too intricate, and it's a free out for Monaghan, and it just has not happened at all today for Louth. Very disappointing day for them. They would have come in with such high hopes, not just to the Intermediate Championship, but today. But they should have known, we should have known, that Monaghan would not roll over. They're now about to bring Anya Lockman in for the last few minutes of the game. And yeah, Monaghan have 2 players down actually, and Anya's already come in, so she's going to come in for, let me see, well, it's number 12 who's down, that's Casey Traynor, but the other player is down. I think she's coming in for her. She is indeed. Just trying to see who that is.
All go, all go.
Can't quite read her number, but is it number 5? No, it's 10. It's 10 who's going out. That's Avian McCormick. We get going again in the last minute of normal time. Monaghan still with that 5-point lead, as they seem to have had for an awful long time. Casey Traynor Slips it to her left, and it's Monaghan still full of energy, still going looking for a score, and they might get it. Muireann Atkinson, she's put in so much work, and she released it brilliantly there to Leanne Maguire, but that is not going to come in, is it? No. Louth get it. Halligan releases it. They need to get it forward. They need something really, really dramatic. Shota Matthews gets it into Shannon McLaughlin, but she's going to be forced to go back, or sideways at least. Now Sam Mulroy got a goal for the men right at the end against Armagh. Is there drama here? And one goal wouldn't even be enough, of course, but it would be a start and give them a bit of hope, if there is any hope. This is a good determined run by the substitute Hoey, but blocked down by Amy Garland, but before that there had been a foul, so it'll be brought back. Now Roscommon lead by 4 against Down, so I think Roscommon are doing Cavan a huge favour. And Down, after their great result last week, are going to go out of the Intermediate Championship, from what I can read into it. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think so. Back to 4 again. In added time. Is there time for Louth? I doubt it. Kick out looks for Muireann Atkinson, and that was Flanagan getting in under it as well, but Shannon McLaughlin has it for Louth. Kieran Nolan goes forward with intent. She got a great goal at the end against Westmeath, very similar to this. She weaved in and out, but still a long way from goal, and she passed that one out and there was nobody there, and Monaghan ate it up as they have done so many times today, and they're going to see this one out. Atkinson gets it to Lauren Garland, and Lauren still going and still full of energy and tricks as well, and the intelligence and maturity just to put it back out again. And look at the amount of Monaghan girls out here, and they forced Louth back. 62 minutes gone then. Well, Monaghan hadn't won a game since the 22nd of March. Here we are now in the championship sunshine in June. Atkinson gets it back, and they're just seeing it out here, and Louth just cannot get anywhere near them, and that's been the story. They bossed this game. This is Lockman. Anya Lockman. Doesn't need to force it, so just comes back out. They're just eating up the clock here. We're coming up to about the 3-minute mark, and they might even get a score here. Maeve Monaghan, who set the tone in the first half with her energy. Atkinson will just take her time and keep ball here, and the referee looks at his watch to check. We're now over the 3-minute. Maybe there's another 30 seconds, maybe even one more minute. They get it back to Jennifer Duffy. She runs into trouble though. Louth ball.
Let's go.
She'll try to take it as quickly as she can, Rachel Berth, but the referee's going to bring it back. I'm not quite sure why. I looked down there and didn't see what happened, but doesn't suit Louth at all. One last attack. Shota Matthews for Louth. To Kieran Nolan. Held up. Faced up once, twice. Grace Hoey spins past Atkinson, but has another 5 or 6 Monaghan defenders to deal with. They have to go for goal. Laura Lynch gets it out to Hoey again. Nowhere to go really, except sideways. And that might even be intercepted. Again, they'll try. Matthews is there pointing. They're trying to work it in as close as they can here. Louth, they need a goal, and are they going to get one right at the end? They're bundling their way through. It's hit the net, but the side of the net, and it's wide. And there's a Monaghan player on the ground who, I presume, threw themselves rather bravely at that as they have been doing all day long. And it might be Rosie Courtney back there. I think it is the captain, indeed. And the referee is doing something with his watch, I think, which would indicate that the game is just about over. Coming up to almost 5 minutes. This might be the last kick. No, we still go on. And again, they look for Atkinson. And on the break, actually, Aoife Burns was there, and Monaghan even get that decision right at the end. And it's time for one last Monaghan attack now. Can they finish the job? Well, the job's finished, but they might get a score anyway. And it's Anya Lockman, daughter of the great Declan Lockman, Kitsa player and a great footballer in his day. He get it out to Casey Traynor, the vice captain of the team. Maeve Monaghan still full of energy, coming up to join the attack. Well, we're way past the 65th minute mark now, and Garland just puts it back out. There is no more time, and the Louth players sink to the ground because they have been beaten by a re-energised and revitalised Monaghan team. Unrecognisable from the last day against Westmeath, when they lost and only scored 4 points, and one of those a 2-pointer. They have come out here and made a real statement today in this All-Ireland Intermediate Championship match, because they have bossed the game from start to finish with a serious effort, serious intensity in the heat to win their first game, I make it, since the 22nd of March and qualify for the quarterfinals. And stars like Cora Courtney, there she is, coming in the shot now, rolling back the years, the TG4 All-Star, with a magnificent performance, and the smiles are back in the sunshine of the Monaghan faces. What a brilliant performance by them too. Thoroughly deserved to beat Louth here today, and that means Louth go down into the relegation playoffs, and it's their first year back in intermediate. They had high hopes after winning the junior championship last year, and indeed National League Division 3. But this today was all about Monaghan, and a superb, brilliant performance by them all through the game from the first minute to the last. Elsewhere, Roscommon still lead down by 4, or is that the previous update? So that mightn't be much use to you. Let me check on that one for you. Roscommon, LGFA. Victory for Roscommon. Yeah, they've won by 4 in that game. So that really sets that one open. All 3 teams have won 1 game, and I make it that Roscommon are the team that has put Cavan through with them, and it's Down who won't go up into the quarterfinals. I stand to be corrected on that, but I think that's the situation. But from here, it's been a marvellous performance by Monaghan, so it's going to be very interesting in the quarterfinals. They've booked their place, not a home game, but they won't be an easy team to play against at all. A disappointing day for Louth, but a great day for Monaghan, not just for those two, but for all of the girls there today. A magnificent performance, and the kids coming out and enjoying it as well. A great day here at Castleblayney for the Monaghan support, and as I say, the smile is back on Monaghan ladies football. That's the story from today from our live stream. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week with another game, but for now, from the sunshine in Monaghan, is goodbye.